looking around here, it seems that most of you are between the ages of maybe 12, 18. So I'm sure you've heard this question quite a lot, right? And I'm sure the other speakers here tonight have also asked you this question. What do you want to be when you're older, right? And if you were like me, and someone asked you this question, and I was your age, oftentimes your answer is, I don't know, or I'm not sure. And so other people might tell you, it's okay, you have time. And that's true. In fact, it's that very sentence that made me make one of the most important academic decisions of my life. It was 3 years ago, a sunny, hot day. I was sitting in my car when I got an email from McGill University's Office of Admissions. My heart was pounding, my palms were sweaty, as I opened this email and read, Dear Ms. Du, your application to the MedP program has been processed. Please take action. I was in. For those who aren't familiar, MedP is a program that allows you to go from SAGE directly to university to medical school without having to go through undergraduate degree in university. It's a very prestigious program, and suddenly I was in. I was floating on air. I was shaking as I chose and looked between accept and reject. I lifted a finger and rejected the offer. I rejected the offer not because I was going to go to Harvard to pursue another degree, or because I had the dream of becoming an actress that I didn't want to give up on. No, I rejected the offer because I needed more time to make up my mind. And that's okay. And that's something that you have, which is time. My friends thought I was crazy. They were saying, hey, like, what happens if after university, after your undergraduate degree, you can't get into medical school anymore? But little did they know that I had the confidence that if I put my heart and mind to it, I knew that if I wanted to return to medicine, I could. And that's when I learned the really important lesson that trust in your abilities is as important as those abilities themselves. I had a good record at that. I was twice valedictorian. I was the Secretary General of the Model United Nations Club at my SAGE. I organized conferences that welcomed hundreds of individuals. I built the confidence that allowed me to say, I need more time. I built the confidence that gave me the baseline to have a choice. And so that's one of the first lessons that shaped my academic trajectory. In this presentation, I'll share two. So after deciding to not go into medical school, I entered honors neuroscience at McGill. And so I was able to explore everything from biology to computer science to mathematics. Now these may sound very boring to you, but trust me when I say that these are some of the most exciting fields there is. And why is because I started participating more and more in research. When I was your age, I had no idea what research was. Actually, just so I get an idea of the room, could those who don't really know what research is or what that's about raise their hands? Do you know what research is? Does anyone here kind of know what research is? Okay, so I see one hand, a bit, but not that many people, right? Research, okay, it's answering questions that no one knows the answers to. It's exploring uncharted territory. If you think about medicine, okay, to be able to make medication, you need underlying discoveries made by researchers in order to create that medicine. If you're an engineer building a bridge, who found those materials? Researchers. Research is everywhere, yet it's invisible. The research I do now is at the intersection of machine learning, so AI, and neuroscience. I look at how artificial neural networks, artificial intelligence learns, and how biological, so natural brains learn. I compare the two and then see if we can understand our brains a bit better. But so my advice to you here now is no matter the field that you guys are going into, perhaps a bit of research experience could be helpful. Why? Because not only does it give you the skills, but it also gives you confidence in those skills. How are you going to explore something that's unknown if you don't know your skills yourself, if you're not confident in your own skills? So to get those two things, I think research was an incredible opportunity for me to get those two things. The second thing I learned is something that Ethan said before, and I'm sure all the other speakers mentioned as well. It's about people. Who do you know and who knows you? A lot of people think, oh, she got good grades and this is how she got to where she is today. And while that's true, it is not completely true. I got where I am today because I met a lot of different people, because I reached out and was not afraid of other people reaching out to me. And I reached out to people across a variety of domains. So I said I was in computer science, math, and neuroscience. But I also organized an art gallery, as you can see at the bottom left. I organized a conference on biology and AI in the top right, where I invited the Consul General of the United States to Canada, and also the Ambassador of the United States to Canada, MIT professors, Y Combinator founders. Reach out to as many people in as many different domains as possible in order to know what's out there, so you can be inspired, and so other people can inspire you, and you can inspire others. At the bottom right over there is Startup Fest. I'm part also of a venture capital firm, where I get to explore a bunch of different startups and meet a bunch of different people and deploy capital, so money, in order to give people the financial support to succeed. So you might say, oh, she's part of a bunch of different things, and that's true. But I don't think that's a weakness. I think that's a strength. If we go back to this question again, what do you want to be when you're older? If you ask that to me now, I would not have a clear answer, or I should say, I could give you a dozen of different answers. But I also have a challenge for you. It's not, well, my challenge is, today, don't necessarily focus on the title you'll have in 10 years. Instead, focus on the toolkit that you should be building. The internal skills and confidence, and the external relationships. People you want to inspire, and people who you are inspired by. If you build those two things, I don't think you'll have to search for your future. I think your future will find its way right to you. Thank you.